Hello and welcome to Chandoo.org. In this video, we are going to look at a technique, well really 4 techniques for showing grand totals in pivot tables on the top. Now you all probably know that within a pivot table, whenever you set up a grand total, it will always go to the very bottom of the pivot table. But let's just say you've got a really big pivot table and you don't want your audience to scroll all the way down to find that grand total. How are we gonna get it right on the top? This video is inspired by a question somebody asked on my YouTube channel, and I thought this would be an excellent way to understand how pivot tables work and how to use some of the other techniques in your Excel toolkit to get what you want. So let's get into Excel here. So here we have our regular pivot table, and as you could see, I'm displaying some information like salesperson and region and total sales, and obviously the grand total is at the bottom. Now if you go to either of the pivot table option ribbons, you don't have an opportunity to move this grand total to the top. For example, I can decide where the subtotals appear. I can say the subtotals can be at the bottom or top. Right now they are at the top and I can move them to the bottom. But there is no such opportunity for grand totals. We can either enable them or disable them. That's the only thing that is left. So this is very restrictive, and let's just take a review of all the 4 techniques that I have prepared for you. The very first one is probably the simplest as well, which is to use 2 pivot tables. So we have one pivot table like this. In the one pivot table, the very first one, we will disable grand totals, okay, and then we will copy this pivot, paste it here. It's a good idea to copy paste rather than insert from the scratch. That way, if you have any slicers or any other filters connected to this pivot table, they will be copied over here as well. And from this pivot, you just remove everything in the row label, column label area, so you end up with just the grand total. So now you have just grand total, and we can cut it and we can move this right here on the top, okay. If you are not happy with the layout of this, that it is going sideways, you can just hide some of these things. For example, the way I would do it is I will put it here, I will hide this particular row, and I'll just type the word grand total there and apply some formatting to make it look like that, so that now grand total is on the top. The good thing with this approach is it is very simple. You just copy paste, use the secondary pivot table to drive your grand totals. The disadvantage of this method is it requires having 2 pivot tables in the workbook in such close proximity. Now what this happens is, because that one is a pivot table, let's say you share this with your client or manager, and she is looking at it and she sees that when you select, by default these things get enabled, right? And either accidentally or deliberately she does this, and it will create an error, because what it's trying to do is see that grand total split by salesperson, and because that table wants to expand further down to show such detail, whereas there is something else underneath, Excel will throw an error message. So that is one of the things that you want to keep in mind when you use the 2 pivot table method. Let's go to the next approach, which is to use GETPIVOTDATA. This is it is very powerful, and it gives you an opportunity to keep grand total both at the top and bottom, okay. So what you would do is you would make your regular pivot table including grand totals. That's the key bit, right? This needs to have the grand total on, and then in a blank cell, it can be anywhere, it could be here or there, you just say this is equal to and then point to that cell. Now the default behavior in Excel is it will write that big GETPIVOTDATA formula saying that get that data and present it here, and that would be the grand total because you're pointing to the grand total cell. If you're not seeing that and you're seeing something like C21 when you do this, that means you have disabled GETPIVOTDATA. You can quickly enable it. You just have to go to pivot table options and generate get pivot data. So just enable that and it will give you an opportunity. The good thing with this is you will keep both grand total at the bottom and on the top, and because this cell is kind of like a formula, you can apply your formatting, you can put conditional formats, or you can even use that to derive something else. Let's say you got a full row of grand totals, you can do the same with get pivot data and grab all of them and present them on the top. So that's the get pivot data approach. This will work whether you are using a data model pivot or a regular pivot. In fact, both approaches so far will work with either of those methods. The third one is slightly a kind of cheating. If you don't want to use get pivot data for whatever reason, you can still use regular formula. So you can say C21 and then that will give you the value. The advantage of get pivot data method is that it will be dynamic. So if your pivot table changes, for example, you no longer have region, it will still work, right? I will undo that step. We go here with the cell reference approach. If you no longer have region, then it will be pointing to C21, which is empty, and it will give you 0. One sneaky way to make this dynamic is, especially for grand totals, which is of some nature, that is adding up, grand total will always be the highest number, assuming there is no negative values along way. So in such case, you could simply just cheekily write a max formula and select a large enough range so that it will always be the maximum number. But if you're thinking, oh, max is not going to work because I'm presenting averages or percentages or something else, then you would need to think of a formula that will get the maximum the last cell value from underneath. There are various ways of doing this. One of my favorite methods is to use the XLOOKUP function because it has an option to search from the bottom. So XLOOKUP, and then we will simply say look up for anything. Okay, so we'll say star. This means just find anything in this range. Okay, so we'll just say B5 to B28 is how far our pivot table can go, and then return range would be that. Okay, so it will just find that, and then we will say instead of exact match, we are going to do the wildcard match because we are looking for anything. And then lookup direction is not from first to last, from last to first. So this is basically looking for anything from the bottom, and as soon as it hits a value that is not empty, so essentially grand total, will give you the corresponding answer, and that will be that. And this is fairly dynamic, so you could put anything there and it will always grab that last value as long as it is up to 28 cell. If it is more, then you just have to adjust your formula there. In case you want to learn more about XLOOKUP, just check the video on the top in the card, and that will give you more information about that. Okay, so those are the three methods. There is another method. This is actually even more powerful than the first three methods, and it gives you full flexibility on what you want to do with grand total. And this is to use cube formulas. Okay, this is actually, it feels a bit dicey, so I'm going to walk through all the steps from beginning. What we will do is we will copy this pivot, Control C, and paste it somewhere else. Because we are only interested in grand total, I'm just going to remove everything. I'll leave the salesman on for now so you can see what is happening. So this is a regular pivot table with all your bells and whistles. But if you create a pivot from the data model, then you have an option to turn this pivot table, entire pivot table, into a set of formulas. All you have to do is select any cell in the pivot table, go to pivot table analyze ribbon, from OLAP tools, convert to formulas. This might seem like a dodgy thing to do, like how can you make a pivot table a formula, but it does work. So when you click on this, instantly your range becomes a set of formulas. See what's happening there? It is now not a pivot table. There is no field pane or anything. It is just a bunch of formulas, and you can inspect these formulas. It is saying using these cube formulas, cube value, this workbook data model, sum of net sales for Joseph, sum of net sales for Lawrence, like that. Now the cube formulas are a topic in itself, and you can learn more about that by either searching on the internet, or probably I will make another video if there is enough demand for such a topic. But essentially what we want is, we want that little cube formula that will give me the grand total. Okay, so this is what we will use. I have already set it up here. The formula for our total net sales is cube value, this workbook data model, that refers to the data model that you have maintained in the workbook, measures sum of net sales. So sum of net sales is that, and then I'll give you that. Now, if you have got a bigger pivot table, let's just say not just sum of net sales, but you also want to, I will add the sum of sales again. This time I'm going to turn this into average. So average of net sales. So now essentially you have two measures in the workbook, sum of net sales and average of net sales. And I can see here, by just making the change, I can see the average value as well. So this is what a cube formula does. It will give you a formula way of accessing all the things that your data model has going on. Now it will only work if you have a data model. If you don't have a data model and you're just making a regular pivot, then you will not be able to use cube formulas. So these are the 4 methods to use to get the grand total right on the top, and they all work. The beauty of cube formula method is, when you have a cube formula, you don't need to have the grand total row anymore in the pivot table. So you can even turn it off, and this will still work. Okay, so because it is actually just building its own pivot in the mind of Excel to answer that question essentially. So that's those are the 4 methods. So just to do a quick recap, regular pivot tables, you can't get the grand total on top. The first method is to use 2 pivot tables, so that you make a copy of the pivot table, put it on the top, and just have grand total in there, and apply some hidden rows and formatting to get what you want. The second method is to use GETPIVOTDATA. This will only work if the grand total is displayed on the main pivot table. Third one is to use a regular formula or cell reference to get the answer. And the fourth method is to use cube formulas to get what you want. So that's it in a nutshell. I hope you found this particular video useful. Go ahead and use any of these methods to get the grand total on top for your pivot tables. I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.